Okay. So here we go again. All right, guys. So welcome once again to our weekly market review sessions. All right. As usual, you know the name is Adetola Freeman, and this is that moment where we get to take a look at, the current happenings in the markets. We get to talk about what my own interpretation of, recent price action looks like. All right, so that on that basis we can, formulate a couple of trade ideas for the rest of the trading week. So this is I think it's the fourth week or fifth week in the month of June. All right, and I'm certain that we understand that NFP, which is the non-farm payrolls, is fast approaching. We're also going to be having, live trading sessions. We're going to be having a stream for that as well. So without further ado, we're going to get into the charts right now. And I want to assure you that it's going to be a really remarkable week. Remember, I've told you guys this before, just before the NFP release, one of the things that you can expect is, quick price movements. All right. It might begin to slow down probably, a couple of days to the NFP data, but at least 5-7 days away from the NFP report, you can expect to see a huge movement in the markets because, investors, long-term investors, and people who trade based on sentiment are trying to take profit and position themselves before the news is released. So without further ado, we're going to head into the charts right now. You know how we always do it. We start with the majors, all right? Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, and then we can begin to take requests. All right, we can begin to take requests. Having said that, you're welcome, and the name remains Adetola Freeman. Let's dig in. So here we have Euro USD. For those of you who probably for one reason or the other have not been following up on the charts that I usually drop on the FBS website, all right, please do not miss them. The link is in the description, so please head over to that. Check out all of the amazing news release, because this Euro USD is a typical setup that I released during one of the articles that I wrote for market commentaries. All right, talking about the fact that I expect or anticipate bullish reactions from Euro USD. All right, all the way up into this supply zone. All right, and you can see that already that move has done about there's about 60-70 pips. All right, and I anticipate that it's going to go even further. All right, take out this eye. All right, take out buy side liquidity from this eye, shoot even way higher. All right. Okay, sorry, let me quickly address something. Fitness with Malcolm, you said, are we now to pay to access FBS analytics? The answer to that is no. All right. However, there is something called the VIP analytics, all right, which is a more advanced and more insightful market commentary and analysis that we release to our VIP clients. And the VIP clients are simply those who have equity in excess of $500. So if you fund anything higher than $500 in your account, all right, you definitely qualify as one of our VIPs. So it's not that you're having to pay for the analytics in the real sense of it. It's just that it's a reward that we reserve, all right, for some of our best clients. Do you get that now? Okay, so I'm going to come to your analysis requests. All right, so guys, just hold on. We usually start with the majors, so we'll start with the majors, then we'll start to run through all the analytics requests. All right, so Euro USD, like I said, if you're followed up on the analysis on the website, you'll know that this was a pivot zone from the daily time frame. You guys already know how we arrive at pivot zones. All right, I've taught that in some of my live stream sessions. And then coming into that pivot zone, we could see that price had already taken out sell side liquidity before returning to that pivot zone. So within that pivot zone, we see sell side liquidity taken, then followed by a proper break of structure to the bullish side. And then this was a return to the pivot zone, the QML, all right, as well as the demand zone from the break of structure, all right, which is the only thing that I think I didn't plot here. So this was the demand zone from the break of structure, and you can see that price tapped into it and gave the bounce, all right. You know, combining that with what we have as the trend line support, okay, so that makes it a whole lot more meaningful. Do you guys get it now? A whole lot more meaningful. So with that said, Euro USD is bullish, all right. If you're looking for a way to enter into this trade, my recommendation would be that you wait for a retracement, all right, a tiny bit of a retracement, and then on that basis, you could enter the market, all right. You could also use moving averages, all right. Probably you have your 50 moving average, your 20 moving average, all right. So once it crosses back bullish, you can simply pick a trade in the bullish direction, because my target is that this fair value gap is going to get completely filled up. Do we get that now? So that's for Euro USD. Then this is GBP USD. Now, GBP USD did something that I really wasn't expecting typically, although I was, I would say that I was on point, all right, to have targeted this supply zone for my exit. All right, so this was the move that I caught. All right, the analysis, everything, you'll find it on the FBS website. All right, so this bullish move here ended here. All right, we can see that our moving averages started to go bearish. So what is my expectation from GBP USD at the moment? The answer is simple. There's a supply zone here. All right, and I'm simply expecting or anticipating that price would get all the way up here. All right, use a combination of the moving average, resistance, the supply zone, and maybe even this trend line. All right, maybe even this trend line. And of course, we could also consider the Fibonacci retracement. All right, so 76.88, we get, you know, I'm expecting that price will come all the way up there, and then we get a bounce back down. All right, so that's my expectation from GBP USD. It's still quite very bullish at the moment. All right, it's still quite bullish at the moment. And after a while, I expect that that bullish momentum is going to wane. All right, and then once it does that, we can just pick entries, you know, for sales. All right, from the confluence of the supply zone, the trend line resistance, the moving average resistance, and as well as the Fibonacci retracement level. Does that make sense, guys? Are you following me? I just want to be sure that you guys are following me, and not just following, but that you're also learning, all right? Because the aim of sessions like this is not just to load you with no trade expectations, all right? That's not the purpose. The main purpose is to also get you guys up to bar, all right, or up to par with some knowledge that you require for consistent profit, all right? So let's see how that works. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Apologies, you might see me looking this way a lot. All right, I have my major feedback monitor here. All right, my camera is here, my feedback monitor is here. So trying to see, you know, your comments, and at the same time, come back over to my main trading screen. All right, so GU, the next one we'll talk about is AUD USD. All right, and trust me, guys, this was my best trade idea for last week. Because this trade did about 95 pips from entry here. All right, which was also on the website. All right, it was also on the website. Sales World, thank you so much. All right, so based on that setup, all right, or that trade idea, you could see that this was the previous high. All right, I can just simply mark that out here. All right, that's the previous high. And although this high did not break any structure, all right, we see that price has not even tested it at a supply zone yet. All right, So what I'm going to be doing is this. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame and show you what I expect. Now, from here, all right, from this region, we can see that price has done something interesting. We see, hold on, let me change the color back. All right, we see that price has taken buy-side liquidity here. All right, we can consider this the proper bearish break of structure. All right, leading me to believe, all right, that this is a supply zone that is worth paying attention to. All right, this region is a supply zone that is worth paying attention to. And then I could just layer my Fibonacci retracement on that. All right, wait for price to get around the 88% of the Fibonacci, right, along these lines. And then we could short the market all the way back down. You guys get it now? Daniel and Zebo, well, I sometimes trade the CPI, all right, the CAD CPI, but that is usually based on, you know, whether or not I believe that there's going to be some good momentum from the news, because we don't just want to sit and, you know, trade news movements that will not help you guys become profitable. All right, so the focus is to ensure that we work with the most volatile news, all right, which is why we do CPI for the US, CPI for NFP for the dollar, all right. And then if I observe that there's other news that may have the potential to perform a lot better, all right, then we can come on a session like this and just trash it out. All right, so that said, this is my expectation from AUD USD. All right, this buy side liquidity, the supply zone, you know, a lot could happen from this region, so we just have to keep our fingers crossed, wait for price to rise into this region, and then we can short it. All right, or alternatively, if you get a clean bullish entry from the lower time frame, say 5 minutes, 15 minutes, you can simply just load this up, all right, and then do what you know how to do best, which is manage your risk, all right? Because I know that saying you should do what you know how to do best could sound like an encouragement for someone to go ta 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 ta, all right? That's not the advice here, all right? So that's primarily it. So having said that, we're going to go now to gold, which is, you know, I know a lot of you's favorites. I've seen several people type in the comment section, oh, gold, talk about gold, talk about gold, 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 gold. Don't worry, we're going to do that, all right? So just let's get to it. So yeah, this was a gold trade idea, all right? We had sell side liquidity taken here, then we got a proper buy trade setup, all right? Price came into the demand zone, bounced, all right? And I think that price still has quite a distance to cover, all right? In this case, I have a couple of options, all right? This could be option one, though I very much doubt it, because my major consideration for a supply zone would be this. All right, Fording Good is asking, how do I manage the risk? That's a very interesting question that if you're trading, I think you should already know that. All right, I think you should already know that, because if you don't know how to manage your risk, it's like I'm trying to start a business and I don't have an idea of the risks involved in the business. All right, say peradventure I'm trying to start an ATM, probably POS dispense unit, or, you know, like a mobile ATM. All right, and I don't understand the risks involved, or I want to start, you know, a mini importation business, and I don't understand that there are attendant risks with that business. So the same way, Foden, I want to believe that you understand the risk involved in trading. And I also want to believe that to a large extent, you have, you know, to a degree, or to some degree, a knowledge of just how much you're willing to, you know, to bet on the market. All right. So the way to manage your risk is to be very deliberate about how much you're willing to commit to the markets and how much you expect in return, because your expectations must be very realistic and must be in tandem, all right, or comparable to your risk. I don't think anyone would want to risk $5 in hopes of making $5 million. You know, if your neighbor comes to tell you that, oh, I found a business footing, we only have to invest $10 into this business, and then it's going to bring us profits in excess of $1 million, you should actually run. All right, because you know that it's either it's about to introduce you to a Ponzi scheme or to a shady betting platform, or you know, something along those lines. Do you guys get it? So that's typically it. I want to believe that I've been able to address your question to some degree, footing. Yeah. So having said that, hold on. All of this talking makes me thirsty. All right. So having said that, I think that my expectation right now is that gold is going to be, you know, a bit bullish. But the point of entry for the buys is my concern right now. So let's see what the 1 hour time frame looks like. Fantastic. 1 hour time frame gold, we can see this was a sell side liquidity taken. All right, sell side liquidity. We have this, which is our proper break of structure, bullish break of structure. We have this as our inducement. So I think this would make for a proper entry for the buys. All right, so that's around 88%. Okay, and I think that we can work with that as our entry. You guys get it? Daniel Mzebo, why are you asking this question about can you buy gold right now? Okay, well, if you want to buy gold right now, depending on your risk management, you can. It's your money, it's your choice. But like I said, sessions like this are not sessions where I call out signals. They're sessions where I show you what I am seeing in the market. If you agree with it, you move with it. If not, you don't. But I want to believe that this line that I drew, this arrow lines I drew, are not for decoration. And I want to believe that you know that. All right. So we're working with the arrowed lines. Like I said, we might still get to see some, um, yeah, we might still get to see some, you know, bearish movements in the meantime. All right. Just before the bullish movement comes up. So all of this is possible, is probable, but like I said, your risk is your job, all right? My job is to show you what I'm seeing, all right? And then from there, you guys can position. So if you're working with this, it means that your stop loss should be below the most recent low, all right? Keep your risks very tight, all right? Then once you do that, then you can anticipate that, okay, if price takes you out on that first entry, then you can enter around the 88% of the Fibonacci, which would be around 2313. All right, so we have two entry options. It's either you're entering from the current price area or you're entering around 2313.53. All right, whichever one is your choice, please, like I said, ensure that your risks are properly managed. Is that okay? Please give some confirmation in the chat box. Let me know if that's clear and you guys are okay with it. Okay, let's see, let's see, let's see. All right, fantastic. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, all right, all right. GR8 is still asking, should we sell or buy? Oh my God. Did you just join? I want to believe I've answered that question already, GR8. So please, please, please. Yeah, if you're saying gold is crazy, then that's why you love gold. You trade gold because you love gold. So it's normal. Gold is quite volatile. US 30 is volatile. NASDAQ is volatile. But people trade them because they love money. All right. So that's pretty much what I have to say. All right. Thank you. So let's move on. I think we can now take some of your requests. All right. So let me scroll back up and check some of the requests I've gotten so far. Gold, NZD USD. Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to get this out. All right, NZD USD, fantastic. Price is currently around the 200 moving average. This looks like a nice demand zone. We've seen around that demand zone. Let me zoom in. All right, we've seen a sweep of liquidity here. All right, this is a smaller version of it. Sweep of liquidity, some break of structure. Yep. So NZD USD bullish without a floor. Yeah, pretty much, because this was this could be considered a previous break of structure, telling us that market sentiment has now shifted bullish. All right, so I think we can work with this. I think we can work with this. Naftali is asking what's the last TP on gold for buys. I'm sorry, Naftali. This is not the call where I give TPs or stop losses. All right. This call is majorly to just advise. All right. And just show you my interpretation of interpretation of the current price action on several chart commodities. All right. All right. The Fibonacci on the gold chart. Where did I start it from? This low to this high. All right. I started it from this low here to this high. Since that was the direction of the move. Right. And you can see we also have a trend line. We also have a trend line support here. So all of that contributed to my advice, all right, or to my interpretation of the price action. Andre Nesbitt, you're welcome, my man. Okay, Joseph wants me to look at USD JPY. All right, so this is the overall eye on USD JPY so far. MK official channel, we already talked about GBP USD, so you can just rewind a bit. All right, just scroll back a bit. You're going to see what we discussed about GBP USD. Okay, USD JPY, I think this is one of the major things I'm seeing. Right, this trend line, let me see if it's a channel. All right, I think it is a channel. So here we have this channel, given price 2 options. All right, come into the channel and bounce. Okay, or the second, which is an alternative, which is to break below the channel. All right, break below the channel, come back up for a retest, and then complete the drop. And that will be valid because this looks like the nearest demand zone. All right, so this looks like the nearest demand zone. So I think I'll be routing more in favor of this second option. All right, but the first option is also not impossible. Okay, let me quickly answer Abdul Samad's question. What time frame do I usually use to analyze and take trades? Usually I analyze on the 4 hours time frame because it helps me because I'm a very busy person, right? Outside of trading the financial markets, I also have a couple of other things that I'm into. So the 4 hours time frame gives me enough room to be able to analyze, walk around, do other things, then come back, check what the results are looking like, and then re-strategize once more. All right, so that's basically it. Spectre, good day to you too. All right, yeah, so this is USD JPY for those who have requested it. Okay, so the next one I'm seeing is Euro GBP. For me, Euro GBP is bullish, very, very bullish, at least from the weekly time frame. From the weekly time frame, I think it's bullish. This demand zone here. We had the sweep of the sell side liquidity, break of structure, and all of that. Weekly time frame, there's also the Fibonacci, 88% of the Fibonacci, but that's none of our business at the moment. Let's go to the lower time frames and see. Okay. I know someone is wondering what magic is this? What in the name of sorcery is this Melanos drawing? Don't worry, I'm not drawing a pentagram or nothing of such, all right? These are just some trend lines. Okay, so we have 2 trend line, resistance trend lines, 3, all right, 3 right now, which is a confluence. So the expectation is that the price would come into that confluence region, then bounce back a little bit before we can finalize the possibility of this occurring. All right, it's a typical move. All right, so it's nothing to be worried about. Okay, so Spectre, we already talked about gold. So Daniel, this is Euro GBP. I believe that Euro GBP is still bullish from the daily time frame, but nonetheless, we're going to go to the 4 hours time frame and break it down. Remember, I started from the weekly time frame on Euro GBP. And the reason why I did that is because the price action on Euro GBP is, to be very frank, most times shitty. Okay, so there we have it. All right, but altogether, I think the market's position is still quite bullish. All right, we've seen that on the daily time frame, but on the 4 hours time frame, you could wait for a tiny retracement. All right, probably price coming back into this trend line. All right, you could watch price come into that trend line and use that as the basis for your entry. Right, at the same time, we have this wedge forming. Right, so price could do this. And then this. Or price could just typically break below this wedge, retest, and drop. All right, so this would be option 2. Virgil Harris, I think that, you can just check up on the news. I practically do not bother to check the news when I'm trading. All right, if I am right, the price would go my way. If I am wrong, the price would go against me. All right, so the only thing I bother myself about is how clearly I am seeing and interpreting the market. I'm a professional certified technical analyst, so I just work with technicals. All right. Do I know how to do fundamental analysis? Of course, yes. All right, but when I trade, I just interpret the market based on the data before me. Okay. All right. I think I have all the requests I have left, all the requests I need rather. So I'm not going to be taking all of this. All right. Asia Sunday, you are asking for GBP CAD and NZD CAD. I'm going to take just one. Brian Kiwa, we already talked about GBP USD, so you might want to just rewind to the beginning, all right, and then you'll see GBP USD. So we have NZD CAD, all right, we've done USD CHF. Okay, let me pick NZD CAD, we're going to do that. Then GBP AUD, then we're going to wrap up with GBP JPY. Okay, all right, let me see if we can do USD CHF. Hold on. Yep. This looks like a supply zone. Yep. Structure has been broken here, so I think we can work with this. But I think I'm going to have to refine this a bit more. Exactly. I'm going to have to refine this a bit more. Let me zoom in so you see what I mean. Buy side liquidity swept, break of structure here. This will play out as an inducement, and then we have our major region here. So USD CHF push, and then so. All right, so that's practically what I'm seeing on USD CHF at the moment. You can also use a Fibonacci to confirm that, to verify that, and you see that that's around 88%. All right, so that's 88% of this impulse, this bearish impulse. All right, Spectre, although I rarely use the moving averages, but if you're so concerned, 50, 100, 200, those are the measurements for the moving averages. All right, so now we can go to GCAD. All right, GCAD, GBP AUD. Interesting. Okay. Let's see what demand zones do we have within this region. This is one. All right, so I think GBP CAD is bullish. Yes, it is. I think the move is just about to begin. Yeah, so this is what I have on GBP CAD. Okay. Yep, this is a fair value gap that I think is going to get filled. You guys see that? Abdul Samad. Well, it takes years of practice to be able to do it this way, all right. But I believe that joining sessions like this frequently would help you at least get you started on the right path. Which strategy is the best that you can further study on? To be honest, all strategies work. At least most profitable strategies work. All right. However, what makes the difference is the degree of accuracy, the amount of risk involved, and the amount of practice you've put in. So you can practice with SMC, you can do ICT, you can trade harmonic patterns, you can trade Elliott's wave, whatever strategy. All right. But the bottom line is whatever your like scripture says, whatever your hands find doing, do with all diligence. So do your research, all right, properly. Okay, figure out what works best. Figure out, okay, this is one I'm familiar with. If you're familiar with indicators, definitely retail trading strategies would appeal more to you. Okay, so if you do, especially if you do not have a mentor that you're learning from actively, all right, just ensure that you consolidate on what you already know, all right, because like they say, practice is what makes perfect. And I think now I know how they got perfect. Years of practice, bro. Years of practice. All right, so yeah, that's GCAD, I believe, is bullish. We've had let me show you why I said it's bullish. Sell side liquidity cleanly swept. all right, like what Loma does in Lagos State. And we have a bullish breakup structure, leaving us with this fat demand zone here, pretty much like a police officer's tummy. All right, so that's what we're working with. Are we good? All right, so that's my expectation on GCAD. All right, so we just work with that and run through. All right, so what's the next one? GCAD, GA, GA, GBP AUD. Let's see what's there. Okay. From this demand zone, that's where the reaction's coming from. Okay, GBP AUD, very bullish, very bullish. Yep, yep. If you want to break it down all the way to the 1 hour time frame like this, then you see that this is sell side liquidity. All right, this is a buy side liquidity or breakup structure. So price coming back here would give us this as our inducement, all right, and then we have price entering into our premium Fibonacci levels, right, down to 6%. So GBP AUD, we're anticipating a drop and a bounce, right? Alternatively, GA could decide to play some pranks and then maybe even bounce all the way from here, but this would be safer. But in the meantime, it could decide to also bounce from this demand zone. Okay, so we're gonna go now to, let me see. I've actually spent way longer on this call than I normally would. All right, so let's just hold on with the requests. All right, I think that the ones I've given already should be enough to make you some really, really good bands this week. So let's see. GA is out of it. And let's do GBP JPY. Yeah, GBP JPY. Oh no, I'm not touching this. This is GBP JPY. Sorry. Bye-bye. This just created a new high, which I'm thinking is an all-time high. And for me, bro, I ain't touching that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Thank you for your cooperation. We'll see you again some other time. So what's the next one? John, I'm really sorry, but this J is not something I'm interested in touching, because if I want to touch it, I'm going to have to explain what I'm doing. And to explain what I'm doing, it's going to take a while, right? So apologies. Sorry. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate that. So finally, let's look at NZD CAD. No problem, John. No problem. Next time. NZD CAD. Where are you? Where are you? NZD CAD, daily time frame. Let's start. So point to the demand zone, point to the supply, point to the neckline, point to the double top. Go ahead together. 1, 2, 3. Put trend lines together on your chart. Let's see. I think I should have a YouTube channel for traders rhymes. Just keep me as an idea now. And I'm going to name it Pipco Channel. No, there's already Coco Melon. Let me see. Oh, yes, it will be Coco Melon, but with a K. All right, so if you would be interested in subscribing to that, don't worry. I would put some really lovely dance moves, all right, so you don't get bored. All right, so that's the trend line NZD CAD. I think I'm seeing something right now. I wish I understood it better, but I think I will understand it with time. NZD CAD. This looks like an area of supply. It's already been tested. Let's do this. I think NZD CAD is just making an initial bounce off of this. But the actual target that I think we have is here. All right, buy side liquidity swept. All right, break of structure here. So price coming back to the 88% thereabout or the 76% thereabout should mean something. I think price is attempting to break that region, all right, the trend line, the moving average. So we would most likely do this, come into the confluence of the 50 and 100 moving averages, and then from there we can shoot our shots for the bearish entry. Does that work, guys? Are you okay with that? Please do let me know if that makes sense, because this is the last commodity we're going to be looking at for today. Evans Munene, I'm sorry you came a bit late. All right, if you'd come a lot earlier, we would have definitely treated US 30. I'm sorry about that. I'm really, really sorry, but I have to go. Right. I'm going to have to leave this meeting once we're done, all right, because I have a Coco Melon singing appointment with my little girl. So apologies about that, guys. Just please let me know if this is clear, if you guys have, if you've been able to pick a couple of things from all the sessions that, from all the commodities that we've taken a look at, all right, so that we can call it a day. You guys are awfully quiet. Please let me know in the chat, in the comment section or in the chat box, if we've done some interesting enough things so far, please. And if you've also learned as well, all right, just let me know, all right, so that we wrap up the session today and then we plan something for next week. All right, Ajala Kudus, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me once again on this amazing weekly market review session. Fantastic. You already made some dollars off GBP AUD. So remarkable. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. The name remains Adetola Freeman Ogunkunle, and it's been an absolute honor being your host on this incredible, incredible journey. Till I come your way again next week, I want to say thank you and many thanks. God bless you. Bye-bye.